Time for another tidbit. General Motors has been working with Israeli partners since 1995 and opened a wholly owned corporate subsidiary in Herzliya, Israel in 2007 to concentrate on research and development. GM Israel is working on developing technology in 5 areas for the cars for tomorrow, just in Herzliya, Israel. The 5 areas are advanced sensing and vision systems, human interface systems, wireless enabling, infotainment, and vehicle control robotics. That's what they're doing right in Herzliya, which is a nice town in the north part of Israel. For our next speaker, we have Margo Einstein. And Margo spearheaded, with the help of my father, the Boston community's gift of an echocardiograph machine to the hospital in Ashkelon, Israel. She is the membership chairman of CJUI, which is Christians and Jews United for Israel. She is also the creator of a website that's utilized to purchase Israeli products. Ladies and gentlemen, Margo Einstein.
Thank you, Brian. You guys have done a fantastic job. A fantastic job. I was in Siderot as rockets fired on us from neighboring Gaza. In the yard of the Siderot police station, I saw stacks upon stacks of exploded casings piled higher than I could reach. Some were marked Syria, some Iran. Others were made from the torn down metal frames of the destroyed beautiful greenhouses which produced food for major areas of Europe and which Israel left behind when it pulled out of Gaza. We Jews made that territory Judenrein, supposedly in the pursuit of peace. Since then, over 10,000 rockets have blown up over South Israeli towns. Bob Abrams, our trumpeter here, and myself, with an honest reporting mission, climbed a rocky hill and looked directly into Gaza. Only a few days before that, an Israeli guide and his tourist group were murdered by infiltrators from Gaza. When the IDF finally went in to stop the carnage on border towns, the Arabs, Hamas, and Fatah put children and women on rooftops in plain view. And those buildings had stored ammunition and rockets. They knew that Jews, in their compassion, would not attack those buildings. Moreover, cell phones rang in Gaza from the Israel Defense Forces to warn non-combatants, get out of harm's way. Has this concern for enemies, for one's enemies, ever happened before in the history of warfare? Make no mistake, we are at war, a mortal struggle with Israel, the keystone to the survival of Western civilization. The enemy is radical Islam, whose goal is to bring down the little Satan, Israel, and then the big Satan, the United States, whom the Islamists predict will destroy their miserable house from within, unquote. How can this be? They start by changing the meanings of words, twisting language and history beyond recognition. The truth is, that we Jews have been the only Palestinians that ever existed. When Rome conquered the nation of Israel in 70 AD, they not only enslaved and slaughtered the Jews, but to exterminate them entirely, to write them out of the world's story, they renamed the land Palestinia, and the Jews Palestinians. In the same way, radical Islam tries to steal our history. Once again, the goal is not only to wipe out Israel and the Jews, but to lie that our history is theirs, and so obliterate even the memory of Jewish life. When the sirens and red alert go off in Sderot, as they do at any time, day or night, there are only 15 seconds to rush to safety. How wonderful that the Jewish National Fund, the Boston Russian Jewish community, the Elevitzes, and Christian Friends of Israel built a magnificent underground playground with a soccer field and a therapy room for the traumatized children of Sderot. I saw it with my own eyes. Brave rabbis who join us today, beloved Christian allies, and powerful Russian Jewish activists, isn't it time for the dhimmis of this earth to stop fleeing for their lives? Isn't it time to let our children play securely above ground? We must speak up for Israel. Our very lives, our values, and the truth depend upon it. Dearest friends, unlock your voices. Let words of inspiration and courage echo throughout America. Let us give each other strength. Let us pledge our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. Today, we must be the history that will make freedom possible tomorrow. God bless Glenn Beck, and God bless the Russian Jewish community.
She's a little shorter than I am. I know there's a group here from Boston. Do you want to stand right now? This group here? Thank you so much for coming. Yay, Boston.